What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of AHO. Today I'm going to start out by saying I apologize. I have not gone fishing or done anything like that since I did the last video. It's just been a nasty, rainy, wet spring, and the few good days we have had. I've been pretty busy. Got yard work. I still got to do the honey-do list, and then a couple guys that work for on the side, farming, whatnot. Few and far between on the good days. So it's wet, nasty, and raining out right now. So I was like, I got to do something. So what I'm going to do for you today is a rod and reel arsenal for my panfish setup, get up, whatever you want to call it. So before we get into that, I'm going to go ahead and say probably 90% maybe of my rods are St. Croix rods. I'm not being paid to promote them. Not sponsored by them by any means. Will be kind of neat, but I actually have no sponsors, not sponsored by anyone, anything. This is all done by myself. Primary reason for that is my very first St. Croix rod is an ultralight. I'm going to show you here in a couple seconds, and I've bought several others, a bunch of others since then, and just good company. Saw I've had to deal with them once or twice, and they're just a good, solid company. I like their rods. They make a good quality stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I found something I like. I'm sticking with it. Find something different. Maybe I'll start switching. Probably not, but a little biased, I guess, now. But so let's get started with this one here. This is my very first ultralight rod, my very first St. Croix rod. This is a St. Croix Triumph Series 5-foot ultralight moderate action rod. Yeah, so the story behind this guy is I don't remember, it was in high school or right after high school, something like that. My best friend said, you need to get an ultralight set up, so we can walk these little creeks and ponds and just goof off and fish. So I want to say I was in high school because we were still moving off quite a bit back then. You need to go get an ultralight set up. So I was like, all right, fine, Go up to Walmart, Kmart, a couple of places like that, shop around. Found like 3 rods in the however many they had that were actually ultralight rods. So I called him up and I said, man, I got these options. Which one should I get? And he was like, wait, time out. No, time out. Stop. You're an idiot. Wait. Meet me up at Dick's Sporting Goods. Yeah. So I said, all right. So I met him up there, and he pulled this exact rod off the shelf and said, this is the one you want right here. Great rod. He said, I've had one for a while. They're great rods. I'm like, well, that's a good little rod, good action. I didn't know what I was doing. Then I saw the price tag of it. Now, the price tag, I believe, was $80, which was outrageous to me at the time. I don't even have $80 in my tackle, my rods, my reels, everything I have. I'm not going to spend $80 on a rod. Well, he goes, listen to me. It's worth it in the long run. You're going to love it. It's definitely going to be worth your time and money. Boy, was he right. This little rod has been phenomenal. I've caught so many fish on this rod, it's not even funny. I say I've probably caught more fish on this rod than any other rod I have. The simple fact of the matter, because it's always with me. In my pickup at pretty much all times, I've got this little guy here, and I've got another Triumph rod. It's like a 6'6", 2-piece medium rod that I keep for like little bass and whatnot, little spinning rod, which I'll probably see another video of that later. But ask my wife even. I've always got these 2 rods in my pickup in case you get a little sack, get a little pond, I can go throw a line or 2 in. That being said, teamed up with this is a Pflueger Trion. Now this is an older generation Trion reel. I'm not sure what the exact spec difference between the old generation and the new generation are. I know the new generation, they're kind of like a white with a black spool, I believe. Whereas this is kind of a cream or beige, or whatever you want to call it. This is a little wooden T-handle, which I like a lot. The new ones have a little ergonomic, kind of like a foam grip, ergonomically friendly. So I'm not sure what the real update was other than the look and the handle itself. On this, I believe I have just a standard trilene 4-pound test, nothing fancy. And on this guy right here, I've got this little 2-inch minnow, Fire Tiger minnow. Is a Cabela's brand minnow, I believe. Had this for quite a while, like a year or two, couple of years actually, before I even used it. Went to visit my sister in Virginia. On the way by, we went by a Cabela's, and a wife and I got in a little bet while we were out there, played some bowling, and I think I won 2 rounds, she won 1, so it was $5 a round, $5 towards me buying stuff at Cabela's, and then it was $5 towards her buying stuff at it was Dover Saddlery, some big set tack shop. So push come to shove, she owed me $5, and I bought that pack, and I think another pack, and of course I bought some other stuff too. But put them on last fall, and the bluegill tore it up. Like, I never would have imagined how much they went after this thing. Caught a couple little bass on it too, but phenomenal little lure right there. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. I could not believe it. So I'm a firm believer in that. And I don't know if it's just, I don't know what it was, but it was great. So that's that one. Now next up, this is another St. Croix. This is a Panfish series. This is a 5'4" ultralight. I work for Dick's Sporting Goods now, Moonlight there. We got a dealer incentive through St. Croix a little while ago. It was a small discount on a rod, and you could get up to 3 of them. It was a very small discount, but the cool thing was that I liked is, I don't know if you can see that or not, but handcrafted for Andrew J. Hansen right there on the rod blank. It's laid into the blank. You could get up to 3 of them. I got all 3. I just thought it was really neat and cool that they did that for us. So it just blew me away. So that was kind of neat little thing to get. On this guy here, this is an Okuma, sure I'm saying that wrong, Stratus reel. Not very fond of this reel. Has a little catch in it. I've tried oiling it. It's not going away. One of my coworkers said they had one of the bigger ones do the same thing. I mean, I don't know. So I'm probably going to end up with one of the other new generation Trions on here before too long. Which is probably what's going to happen. So on here I've got the same 4-pound tri-ling line. And this little guy here actually should look pretty familiar. This is the rattle trap from last month's, I believe it was Mystery Tackle Box, had this in it last month. Tied it on and haven't thrown it yet because I haven't been out in the water. So what are you going to do when you go fishing? So that would be the second one. All right, the third one is another Panfish series. Again, like I said, they handcrafted for Andrew J. Hansen, which was awesome. So this is a 6'9" ultralight rod. Just wanted something a little bit longer. Haven't done a whole lot of fishing with this yet, with any of these yet, except for the first one. On here I have a little, what is this, I think a Southern Pro, I think they call it a crappie craw. That's crappie craw. Fished these before. Get a lot of good luck at them in the local little ponds that we have, a couple little farm ponds that we have, whatnot. Yeah, fish seem to like them pretty well, so stick with them. On here I have it's a Shimano Sahara reel. Now, I haven't fished with this hardly at all. This retails for $80. I did not spend $80 on this. It was given to me as a gift. I'm curious to play with it and see what it's going to do. I don't understand why you would spend $80 on an ultralight reel. That's a lot. Like I said, the Trion over there I believe was 35 or 40. I know that Stratus was 30. So kind of curious to see how that's going to work, how smooth it is and whatnot. So hopefully we'll find out and see if it's worth all the hype. But on here, actually I've got a 6-pound, I believe it is trilene. It's a 6-pound fluorocarbon. It was in the clearance bin at Dick's and I grabbed it up, and yeah, so it's on there. I can't wait to try it out. Okay, and last but certainly not least at all is another St. Croix. This is actually a Triumph. It's not the Panfish. They had a Panfish version of this, but it was a little more expensive, and I just didn't have the cash at the time, so I had to settle for the Triumph. Well, it's not settling because it's a great rod. Great series. I've got several Triumphs in all my rods for my bass fishing too, so it's a great series. It's not really settling at all. But this is a 6'6" light action rod, which is, I guess, be considered my mag Panfish rod. So on here I have a 6-pound trilene. I believe it's just the XL, little red label stuff. Tied onto this is a little chatterbait. I've caught a lot of fish on these little chatterbaits. the original chatterbait. So I don't know if this would be a Z-Man or not. I think it is a Z-Man. I know the other ones I have are, but I'm not sure about that one. Pretty sure it is. But so yes, cannot wait to go out and actually try fish with these rods. I just got them in last fall. No, I got them this spring. February, I believe, is when I got them. So yeah, itching to go out and try them. On here is an Abu Garcia Cardinal. This was, I bought this for a replacement reel for an old Shakespeare Firebird that I had. Found the Firebird in the creek, literally found the rod and in the reel on the side. About 50 yards downstream, I found the tip in a pile of leaves. Still all worked. The reel was shot, but the rod worked fine. Caught a bunch of fish off it. Retired it last year because it finally broke. So, yeah, that would be my panfish series setups. Okay, I got one more. Might do a video on that later. We've got like Red River Gorge, that kind of thing down here in Kentucky. So I've got a 4-piece ultralight for backpacking and whatnot. So I got a little backpacking setup. Maybe I'll do a video on that. So once again, folks, sorry that I haven't done any videos lately, but it's just been a crazy spring down here in Kentucky, and hopefully there'll be more to come pretty quick. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a couple comments too. Let me know what kind of stuff you want to see. So we'll see you next time.